to you live from Nagarta Radio, transmitting from Marabanjos here in Kaduna, Nigeria. We've been looking at issues of security, and we've been talking to retired General Muhammad Kabir Galademchi. Thank you for being in our studios. Before we went on this break, I was looking at the problem that some people really want to throw this country asunder. They have been trying. In fact, the Western Americans said by 2015 Nigeria would break up. It would seem as if that this agenda has not been let go.
Is more disturbed in Nigeria in the thinking of any rational human being about the security of Nigeria more than the president himself. And how do you see somebody who has the authority to hire and fire will keep people who are not competent, who are not doing anything useful to him? And that is why I argue with people. Look, today, if you go to these operational areas, the chief of defense staff will call the service chiefs and tell them, look, we need so troops in so place. The service chiefs will go and look at their best and bring them and post them to that place to go and work. The service chief will be told what the CDS will tell them what the government wants to achieve in that place. When they come, they will also tell the commanders they have sent to that place what they want to achieve. But they are not the ones who are going to tell them how to achieve that thing. No. Now, today when you are shouting about changing services, the same people who are being used by these service chiefs are the most likely people, not the most likely, is one of them that will come to that place. So, unfortunately, people might have a case for whatever reason they have. But when you misplace that case, you have a problem. Because what has been happening in Nigeria since 1966 is that whenever the political terrain has become too hot for a group of political players, they will now start creating a situation whereby the citizen himself will feel like he is not safe. He feel like something is happening to him, this and that. And this is what is happening. All the attacks in these places, this and that, whether it is sponsored by those who are interested in it, or it is not, the fact remains that they want to capitalize on it to make this ordinary citizen feel he is insecure, so that he will come out and shout that government is not doing anything to him, this government is worthless, this government is that. At the end of the day, what used to happen is that after that instigation of the citizenry, the military, those of them in the military, and I always tell people that those good old days, Babangida, them, even Buhari in their time, they are not really fully mature to understand some of these things that are happening, unlike the ones that are there now. So they get themselves involved in overthrowing government while there was no reason for it. If in 1983 we have been patient enough to have continued the political system with all the barahuba, we will have overcome everything along this way by now. Yes, I am telling you, we will have. You see, they say necessity is the mother of invention. Whether you like it or not, when things are going, what happened with the SARS demonstration? At the end of the day, they ended up going to politicians, the political godfathers, and collecting money and beating burning their places. You understand? So the fact is that the whole shout about service chiefs be removed, the bottom line behind it is because they believe that the current service chiefs are not ready to play ball by compromising and taking over. So they are thinking if another group is to be brought in, that the tendency is they can easily disappear. The same thing with this attack on farming communities. Somebody has written a script that there is hunger in this country. And efforts have been made to support the local person to produce, and they are producing. Now My reading of the situation is that the attack in Zamfara, Sokoto, Katsina, and whatever is just to scare the farmer from going to his farm to be able to farm. Because otherwise, why should you go to a village and carry an AK-47 and shoot 20-something people just to die? What are you getting out of it? You understand? So the problem we are having is that there are some people who have written a script and they want us to follow that script. Now let me tell you, I was I'm on a certain group of colleagues, retired colleagues. And somebody wrote that because last week there was an allegation that there was an exchange of fire between soldiers and this which blocked the road from Abuja to Kaduna, and that they spent over 30 minutes exchanging fires. I asked him, he said that he is advising people that if there is no train, they should not follow Abuja. I asked him, I said, number one, you stay there in Lagos and you are writing this trash. Number one, tell me anybody who is from the southern part of Nigeria, who is living in the northern part of Nigeria today, that because of insecurity, he has lost hope, he has packed baggage and go back. Tell me if the Delta line that is coming to Kaduna or the Ezechuku that is coming to Kaduna or to Sokoto have stopped coming. And you are giving the world the impression that in the north there is no place. Somebody was quoting Sultan saying that now people will enter house to house. I tell people, let's go back religiously. If people do not thank God for his mercies unto us, and they continue to do this one, because there is no solution to a problem that does not exist. You cannot say, I will sleep in my house, wake up in the morning without fear, send my children to school, go and for my businesses and come back, and I don't feel anything. But wherever you sit down, because people have worked on your psyche, every point you sit down, you are only talking about one thing, the insecurity in Nigeria. Now, let me give you another story. It's not only insecurity that we are talking about. They say life is difficult now in Nigeria. But I will tell you that, let's talk about Kaduna only. Go to the 3-4 days ago, I went to see a doctor at the bypass, Magarpi Road specifically. When I was coming back, around 8 in the night, if you see how the place is lighted, new shops, everybody is doing business, everybody is making, and I just sat down, I told the guy who was driving me, I said, you can imagine, how can God come down and help us? People are making money out of in this country, and they are the same people who go about and saying that there is poverty that exists. Agreed, there are people who don't have. People, do God put the...
It has always been so.
It's all right. But what I'm saying is that if you create a problem for yourself, you have a wife in your house, you buy all the raw food materials, and you give her 100,000 and say buy the perishable materials, and she fails to do that, your children starts going to other people's houses to look for food. Now, when people accost her, she says her husband did not leave money or food items. Now, if they come to challenge you, what are you going to do? So the same thing we are going to now, that God has brought a certain level of peace to us. But you see people on the pulpit, whether Muslims or Christians, they will stand up and start saying, we should pray to God that God should sort out this problem for us. There is no problem. Which problem is he going to sort out?
Let me ask you this, General. It has become so bad that nobody is talking about anything except always the president, if he cannot do, he should leave that place. The sales chiefs must be removed. People have arrogated to themselves the knowledge of warfare and security, even when they are not. It would seem as if there is a deliberate...
Well, that is exactly why that is exactly what I'm saying, and that is because people have forgotten that you elect a councillor in your local government. You elect a chairman of a local government. You elect a governor, all these people, you are electing them for a purpose. How can something be happening in Basari, one of the local government, not even inside Basari, in the village of Basari, and instead of you to be challenging the chairman of the local government, the chairman of the local government has responsibility, right? It is through him that the governor can take over responsibility. It is through the governor the president will take over responsibility. But everything, even for somebody to have an accident on the road in Nigeria, I remember today also, I replied one professor. A professor was saying that it was about this 2023, was saying that she is going to support, he said, lady, she is going to support from Kano. She is going to support Bola Tinubu because he has done this, and that. You know my answer to her? Has Bola Tinubu ever become the president of Nigeria? Has he ever become a minister of Nigeria? Bola Tinubu got respect from his people because when he was a governor, he uses the resources of the government to do something. You are showing me a picture of a primary school, people sitting on the ground, and you are blaming the president of Nigeria for a student in Kano State taking studies on the ground. What a bloody hell. Can't you sit down and think about what are the responsibilities of our local government in terms of security, in terms of today it is only the federal government that is doing whatever it is possible to say they are going to give loan for farmers, they are going to give loan for this and that.
So what are the states and local governments?
That is it. And you call us educated people, you call us elites. And every day, all of us, because our problem in Nigeria, especially in the north, is not an issue of how we will find a solution to our problem. It is an issue of who am I going to make a scapegoat? Who am I going to point a finger to? And I told that woman, that professor, that if for the rest of our life, whoever becomes the president of Nigeria cannot remove Kano State from its problem unless the people who are governing Kano State remove it. I told her, I said, look, I don't have any business with the election of Edo State. The governor of Edo State is to govern Edo State with the people of Edo State. So why should me in Kano, in Kaduna, be disturbed about that? And this is where our problem is. Politics. Now there is last time I think it is mischievousness. It's not even economic.
What do they want to achieve?
What I'm telling you is that unfortunately we have gone to school, we have become professors, we have become generals, but I think we did not pass through the school.
We are still partisans.
We don't even think about. You look at one politician yesterday. I was telling you that look, I was discussing with, trying to clear the type of politics we are playing in Nigeria is we have turned the whole thing upside down. Parliamentary system is a system where the party decide who is going to be its candidate. And when you are elected, it is not you that is elected, it's the platform that is elected. So the party can be able to remove you at any time and call for another election. But in a presidential system, the problem is that in a presidential system, anybody can join any platform in the name of party. Then you will go for primaries. Their primaries is not delegate primaries. You will move from one constituency. If you are going for presidency, you will go from one state to another. 5 of you who are contesting, you will go and talk to the party members, then they will vote, and whoever did not get a certain percentage in that state, you understand, he will be aged out. It's like the electoral college. You will get, if they say you must get a minimum of 15% of the vote casted by your party members in that local government. Now, as you go, if you go to 3 states out of 36 and you do not get 15% in those 3 states, you are out of the race. Then you continue until people are eliminated. So the person who can, when you are during the primaries, you are the one who is going to bring out your manifestos. You are going to explain them to the party members. And the party members are expected to judge you based on the manifesto. So there is no party manifestos in a presidential system of government.
General, I'm not cutting you there, but you brought an issue that also is of concern here. A lot of people believe that because Nigeria did not take the parliamentary system, the British are not disposed to assisting us in any way. Because if you see the Francophone countries bordering Nigeria, they have all been a problem to us. Cameroon, we have been, in fact, former President Obasanjo gave them the Bakassi free of charge. We've had problems with Chad. Niger is the only friendly country, I would say. And Cameroon was, at the time of Ahmed Ahijo, because Sardauna was his personal friend. Today, the Francophone countries are having problem with us. And it will seem that they encourage, they want to enjoy seeing this kind of problems facing us. So,
Well, I think it's failure of leadership. It's failure of leadership. The system of government you are running, and it does not relate to where there is no appendage between us and Britain. If we are going to have any relationship, it's not for, yes, the French-speaking countries, they have already, the French people have already tied them with something. But what is there is this. Now, what was the reason why we had to change from parliamentary system to the presidential system? It was because it was observed during the First Republic that because the parliamentary system is based on ideology, here our ideology is mostly either religion or our sectional ethnicity. So the parties that were created based on those. So there is complete division. So when after the coup, which was the reason for the coup, this and that, the Southwest were not happy, this and that. So after the coup, when in 1978, the Constitution Drafting Committee came in, they now said, in order to avoid this and making sure that there is integration, let's take the American system. Because in the American system, you must have a widespread to be able to do this. That was how it came about. And which I think that is what is even saving our problem. No, let me tell you. The problem is, this is the argument we had yesterday. The problem is this. It was not deliberately created, but it came to be because things were not streamlined. Even when you see, between 1956 to 1960, when we have partial self-governance and whatever, our politicians were involved in politics through the parliamentary system. And most of them are below the age of 40. Now, by 1960, when we were handed over, the reins of government was handed over to us, Tafawa Balewa and Co, Sardauna, none of them is up to 55. No. You understand? Now, 6 years later, unfortunately, the elder ones, Sardauna, Tafawa Balewa, and whatever, were killed in the 1966. Shagari and Co, Akinlawe, who were about 35, less than 40, as of 1966, who were left alive. All they know about politics is the parliamentary system of government. So by the time in 1978, the new 1977 Constitution Drafting Committee, when Constitution Assembly, when they made this, they sat down and made this one. Most of them were technocrats. They agreed that if we say it is presidential system of government, that means a party cannot win an election without having getting 25% in 2/3 of the country, which actually gave you the spread. So it means, and we had it in that, but because of the fact that we brought this new system, but the people who came to operate it, Shagari and Co, were knowledgeable only on the parliamentary system. So they now, we have a new system, but they carry the processes and procedures like of the former system. and put it on top of it. And that is why today, up to today, our political parties are talking about what do you call them? These people who elect those delegates. That is why they are talking about delegates. In normal circumstances, in presidential system of government, there is no delegate. The party doesn't have ideology. The party doesn't have manifesto. It is the candidate that has been nominated by the party at the end of the day, whose manifesto that the party will rally around and make sure.
I'm not cutting you short. We have to take a short break. But this issue that you are talking about brings a lot of things. If you remember during the Civil War, the French people supported Biafrans.
Yeah.
Up till today, it would seem that some people don't want Nigeria
as one entity.
This is the issue I want us to look at. We'll come back from this short.
Thank you.
Listeners, this is the French supported Biafra. They wanted this country to go. People to go to what is the problem? What is the problem that people want to break on Nigeria? And they are causing us a lot of death, unwarranted.
Malik, let me tell you, we should be deceiving ourselves to think that everybody will just be our friends and they will be happy about our achievement. They will help us. It's just like every day when you are talking about industrialization. Are you not being naive to think that somebody will sell his technology to you to come here and establish and be independent? Then how does he make money? So you see, those who are in a position of leadership in Nigeria, they are the people who I think, or who are aspiring to be leaders, who I think are not providing that leadership for us. Because for every country, it is the leaders that push chart a course for us. Now we have people that, if there is a political problem in Nigeria, they will write to the U.S. Senate, and they write the UN. You are not. So people disrespect you.
It is shameful.
It's shameful that you have a problem in your house. That you are calling your neighbor to come. Your rival, not your neighbor, to come and so for as long as we Nigerians, and especially some of us that are aspiring into the position of leadership, do not have that
patriotism.
Yes, patriotism, to think about the nation first. We are always thinking about defending ourselves. We are going to continue to expose ourselves to the intrigues and politics of this international community.
That brings to mind a recent leadership newspaper
about CNN.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
you see the problem in Nigeria is that we have created enmity within ourselves.
Why?
Because those who went to school, they think government is the only source for which they can survive. Now the only way they can do it is to ensure that they put their subjects, the people from the area, in absolute fear every time that somebody is going to dominate them. This is what is happening. If I am a Hausa man, I come and start shouting that the Igbo and Yoruba wants to dominate. If you don't vote for me, this and that, this and that, this and that. Instead of you, that is why I'm fighting with a lot of people. This issue of security. I expect a father to be somebody who is going to bring peace into his house, not to bring. You have 4 wives, and 4 of your children are fighting. The children are fighting, and you call one because he has better money and better things in life, and you start telling him that, you see, the mother of the other guy is the one who, from the beginning, did so much medicine for me to hate your mother. This and that. That is why I said, if what they said, the Sultan said, it is unfortunate that in a gathering that in northern Nigeria now, people enter house to house with weapons.
Which is not true.
Which is not true. The fact is, it's not true. And
But,
it
but,
has
but
not.
let me also bring this side something to this whole thing. Some people also think that with the coming of President Buhari, that monies are not getting into the hands of a lot of people. A lot
That
of
is
people
right.
have become broke, so they are doing everything possible. In fact, they even want him out of that place even before 2023.
The truth is that there has never been a time when money is going out the way it is going to go to everywhere in Nigeria.
But not to
You
those
see,
people.
I'm leading you to that place.
Okay.
You see, and people have not stopped stealing. The only thing is, the president has created a discipline.
Made it difficult.
He has created a respect for himself through everybody. That it is not that money is not being stolen, but you cannot come out and show it because not because also you don't want to be called a thief or you don't want to be arrested, just because you don't want to look at the man in the face when they said you have done it. That is the only integrity, is the one that is saving this. And I always tell people, even people in the government of General Buhari are his number one enemies before his even opposition party. Because every politician believes that in Nigeria, the moment you get a political appointment, every resources of that particular appointment, everything, it belongs to you, and you will share it the way you want. Now, the man has not given the opportunity for them to do that. Even when the money is there and they can make something out of it. If you see a contract, Abuja, Kaduna, Kano road, you think the 40, 50 billion they said, the 50 billion will enter into that road? A lot of it is going to somebody's pocket. But the fact of the matter is that it has gone into your pocket, but you cannot go and do show off with it. And that is more annoying.
Where does the anti-corruption fight come in?
No, the anti-corruption, you look, I am sorry to tell you that we don't even understand what is corruption and what is not corruption. You don't expect somebody to be a governor or to be a president or to be a minister. He will not have privileges.
Of course, yes.
You understand? When you start turning privileges into corruption, then there is a problem. But we can see physically what is corruption. When you are going to give a contract of 1 million and you say it is 100 million, you understand? That one is corruption. But you cannot say that because the governor is collecting the salaries. So unless we also define what corruption is all about, and we define the privileges of people who are holding offices.
Because people believe that all these things have culminated into insecurity.
No. Yes, they have culminated because those who lost out, like I want to assume we agreed, those who lost out are doing everything possible to bring down the government, to run down the government so that they think they can come back. But what I'm saying is that our problem in Nigeria is that we are not looking for suggestions. We are looking for solutions. A lot of people who come to the radio and talk, the ones that are manageable, they only suggest. They don't bring solution to the table. You understand? If I were to have been there, this is an alternative. If now I live in Rigachiku, what can I do? I have resources. What can I do to provide leadership and help in providing certain level of security to the people of Rigachiku? You have not done that, but you are not even pointing a hand at the person next door to you. You are pointing a hand at somebody who doesn't even know.
Let us quickly try to bring in our listeners. I hope the telephones and the network is better today, because most times at this time we get problems. The numbers to call us if you are with us and you have an observation or a contribution to make. The first line is 070-630-84094. I repeat that number again, 070-6308-4094. The other number is 070-121-39014. That number again, 070-1213-9014. Be part of this program. Tell us what you think about the situation in Nigeria and how we can bring a solution to it. I've been talking to retired General Muhammad Kabir Galadanchi, and we have been, x-raying some of these problems, and perhaps your contribution would go a long way to assist us. So, as you were saying, General, this issue is a gamut of all the problems, political, government has its own problems, and of course our political setup, our neighbors, and so many things.
Government is not human.
Of course.
Government is just an institution.
Mm-hmm.
It is people who run the government. Yeah, somebody was asking, was talking the day before yesterday, because he is.
Hello. Hello, this is Nagata Straight Talk.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Who is on the line?
I am Shaibu. I'm calling from here from
Shaibu from Pambegua. Go ahead.
Yes, I think I had this program, but now I'm open the radio. But I'm calling our leaders.
Yes.
I'm thinking from our leaders. Like I was saying, our leaders remember that day.
Okay.
Statement about like what?
Go ahead. We lost that call. I think he.
It's all right. He's talking about our leaders, this and that. But what I will comment about that? Remember, that is the beauty about democracy.
Let's take this caller. Hello. Okay, go ahead.
That is the beauty about democracy. We are the ones who select our leaders.
Hello. Hello. Straight Talk Nagarta. Go ahead. Who is on the line? Mohammed from Kwangila. Go ahead.
Yes, I just want to say something about the president way out.
Okay.
We have this National Assembly and the side of legislature, side of executive.
Yes.
And they promise that they will work hand in hand.
Okay.
So sometimes you are adding that the National Assembly will advise the side of executive, and they will not follow the advice. And we the masses of the nation, we are watching all the talk because they are ourselves.
Yes.
So I would just want to ask Galadanchi, if Nigeria knows this issue of democracy that we are in now,
Yes.
so which way out now that we can follow it? If the National Assembly and the side of the executive cannot solve Nigerian problem, we don't know, and so people are calling that they are afraid that maybe Army should collect the nation, which is forward again, and we know any issue of the issue of security. That's why some people are calling that maybe they should take the issue. So what is the way out this? I don't want to ask them.
Thank you very much, Mohammed from Kwangila Zaria. Thank you.
Mohammed, like I was saying, let's talk about the beauty of democracy is that we have responsibility of selecting our leaders.
Okay.
And the only way we can go about it, don't select a leader because of the political party he comes from.
Go ahead.
Because of the political party he comes from. Or don't select him just because of the 500 naira or this and that he has given you. Look at somebody, you might not like his face, but look at him and what has he contributed to the society. How sincere is the person? We cannot go, and the only way out, like he's asking, what is the way out? The way out is for us to stand up and think about our children and our great-grandchildren. When we institute a good governance and system is working fine, we might not enjoy it. So we must sacrifice something. But for as long as we are going to live the way we are living, that what only comes to me is what is important. Whatever goes to somebody else is not important. I can do away with it, and I can do anything to make sure that if it does not come to me,
we are being selfish.
That is a word, single word, selfish. And it is unfortunate. We are nothing. If you go to America, when an election is concluded today, and a winner has been announced, you find out that for the next 3 years, 6 months, nobody talks about which party or not.
Or what
this and that. You understand? When you are talking now, you are talking to the government.
As an American, to the
You are talking as an American to the government. When you want to criticize them or anything, when you come to the next campaign. But now the day a person is elected,
the following day.
I said, somebody was telling me yesterday that the government of Kaduna State is doing well now. This one, I said, my friend, shut up. Malar Nasir El-Rufai is doing well with the government of Kaduna. Because there was a government before Nasir El-Rufai. And there will be a government after Nasir El-Rufai. So if there is something bad, you cannot call government. Because government does not talk. It's not human. Then you say, during the time of so person,
yes.
government did not provide this. It is his failure, not the failure of government, which is an institution. So the same thing, if somebody has achieved anything, and that is why if we don't hold...
Hello? Hello?
If we don't hold our political leaders responsible to account at the lowest level, let the local government chairman come and tell me that it is the governor that is preventing him from performing. Then we can now confront the governor. If they have been doing it and they have been telling the people that the governor is not this, but because they are not sincere with themselves, if I'm a local government chairman, I'm the one who is going to organize my people to go to the state assembly and to the governor to complain that we are not being treated fairly.
Let's not skim out of our topic. How are we going to get over this issue of security? Because this is the greatest problem.
Like I said,
yes.
Without apology to everybody, to anybody.
Hello?
You don't...
Hello? Who is on the line, please? This is Straight Talk Nagarta. Good afternoon. Go ahead. I don't think you're ready to talk to us.
You see, the thing is that, like I said, there are security challenges in Nigeria. But you cannot have a solution to something that is just a wishful thinking.
Are you saying these things are not happening?
No!
Hello? Hello? Good afternoon. Who is on the line? This is Straight Talk Nagarta.
My name is
Who? Abdulkadir who?
Abdulkadir Dikko calling from Gopati Kalari.
To Dikko, go ahead from Gopati. Go ahead.
I'm Abdulkadir today, getting this studio.
Thank you.
Also, you have talked about, and the reality is that this administration has failed the expectation of Nigerians.
Okay.
I think one of the major campaigns issue that this administration has did is the issue of security.
Okay.
And things are becoming, are going backwards to the extent that people are saying yesterday is better than even today.
Okay.
The issue of our service chiefs, people have been complaining, our members of the National Assembly, but the two chambers have complained about the time that the period of this service chiefs, and the president has refused to represent them with new people. I remember the president of Chad, he has been commenting to the extent that I never think that our president would ask an hour without removing the service chiefs.
Okay.
So there are so many things, and I think it is a high time the president is supposed to make a decision, because the northern part of the country is going backward. It's even dying to some extent.
Okay.
And I hope that this kind of issues that are discussing in the media houses, the president will take advantage, will make use of what the people are saying, take the necessary action. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dikko from Gofatika, Zaria.
Alaji Dikko, I sometimes wish to make a prayer to some people who are saying that there is total lack of peace in the north or in this and that, and I want to pray to them that may God bring that lack of peace they are talking about to them. But the problem is, because I cannot look, I bleed in my heart. I bleed in my heart. If we have forgotten what we have passed through, and I bleed in my heart, if people are just creating...
Well, he says yesterday...
Let me tell, that is what I'm saying. How could he have said yesterday was better than today? Look, you cannot have a solution to a problem that is being created as a film script.
Okay.
Today, you go to somebody will go and buy arms and weapon and give somebody to go to one village and this thing. He is talking inside Zaria now because he is sitting down inside Zaria doing nothing, but nobody is attacking him. Can't he ask himself, why is he not attacked? It is the man in Musasa that is being attacked. You see, we have tied our mind, and that is why I said the God that we are praying for to bring us score and peace. I don't think we are being fair to him. We are just looking for a way to blame him for what is happening because he has brought peace for us. Instead of us to manage the peace that he has given us, we are busy blaming him that he has not brought the peace, so he should go and bring another peace. So like you said, my own decision for people is that fear Allah and this and that. You might be the one who is the head of your house. Somebody cannot come from outside and say you don't know how to manage your house. You cannot appoint, you cannot elect a president, and you think it is the wishes of the people. That is, then he's not a leader. A leader does not follow the wishes of the people. He charts a course for them so that they have a better.
And that is why they made him the leader.
Good. That is why, because they believe he thinks better than them. But you sit down and start writing your own script that you wanted the president. I was asking somebody yesterday, you are talking about roads. If you ask the man in Kaduna, the road between Kaduna and Zaria, he doesn't have something bigger than that. But for a president who is thinking about the road from Owerri to Enugu, from Port Harcourt to Calabar, from Calabar to Lagos, from Lagos to Maiduguri, this and that, and you are asking the person that because you have not gotten a road in your village. Meanwhile, the road is not even his responsibility. Your road is not even his responsibility. Your state government has been given their own share of the revenue. What have they done? Today we are seeing that in Kaduna.
What do you advise?
In
What
Kaduna,
do you advise now?
no, like I said, I advise number one, unless we understand the political system we are running and operating, and we operate it fully so that there is no compromise anywhere. And in that, I'm not saying I know anything, but I wish I can have an opportunity to sit down with some of the leaders of the political parties to discuss, look, the way forward. Number two, unless we remove selfishness for our mind
and sentiment
and sentiment and think about not ourselves, we should sacrifice ourselves for the betterment of our great-grandchildren in the future. We are not going anywhere. Now, we must also respect our leaders. We voted for them, we brought them in, because if you don't, every day you think it is what you think that must be done.
I remember during Jonathan's time, he said, if I remove security people for 24 hours, you will know.
But it has happened in Benin now, after this NSAS.
Yes.
It has happened in Lagos now. Within 48 hours,
Everything
every
crashed.
responsible person is shouting all over the place. But the fact of the matter is, what is disturbing me is this script that we are writing for ourselves, that we are in war.
We must run down.
You understand? We are in war when everybody. Before now, in 2014, 2013, I was in Abuja. There is no single day there is no armed robbery on the road of Abuja. They said yesterday the chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum, Kayode, said that Boko Haram have splitted. Some have gone to southwest, they are kidnapping, and some have gone to northwest and they are doing banditry. How can you have criminals and start categorizing them based on your sentiments?
As if you are part of them.
Good. How do you categorize them? A criminal is a criminal. If he commits, if a person is a kidnapper and he goes to a place and terrorizes that place, he has become a bandit. Why are you calling them now? If you go to Port Harcourt, if these Rivers boys carry these cult people, they go and burn people's houses and this and that and that, you will not say they are terrorists. You will not say they are this. You will just say cults, members of cults. But when you come to Maiduguri and somebody goes and do armed robbery, you will say he is a Boko Haram, not an armed robber. This is what brought us to even this level.
I want to thank you, General, for coming to this program. Listeners, we have been talking to General Muhammad Kabir Ganadenchi. He's a security expert and, of course, a public commentator. We have discussed lots of issues. You can reach our Facebook page, write to us, send your comments. We shall read them, and in our next programs, we'll look at some of them. Please join us again. Once again, General, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you, Abdul.
Join us on Straight Talk Nagata next week, Tuesday at 1 p.m. Until then, it's bye-bye from all of us.
Old man.